We're doing Math Pace 1090. Your book should look something like that. We're going to do pages 1 through 5 here in this video. All right, so we're going to be talking about statistics. Statistics is the branch that deals with collecting, organizing, analyzing, and presenting data. This is something that you'll probably do in most every career that you pick in some way, shape, or form. You have to analyze, you have to look at something that is presented before you and figure out what the next approach is going to be. What's the best option that you're going to come through. So it may not always necessarily deal with numbers, but you use statistics in every aspect of your life as an adult. Okay, so want to know how you do math? It's in adulthood. We just don't realize it. Okay, so statistics is presenting data, organizing the data, analyzing the data. It's all those things, and you cannot get to a end result without going through that process. Okay, so the measure of central tendency is the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay, and these are the numbers that tell us where the middle of a set of data lines lies. All right, so the example that it gives us is the height of 11, 12, and 13-year-old students. So it gives you 48, 52, 59, 58, 56, 64, 55, 57, 60. So the mean, how do you figure out what the mean is? The mean is the average. So you take all of those numbers, you add them together, and you divide it by however many they are. So this says there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take all those numbers divided by 10, gives you 56.7. 56.7 is the average height of these students. Okay, the median is the middle number. So when you arrange them in numerical order, so you see up here, they're just thrown together. They're thrown in there. They measured the students however they were lined up, and then they wrote them down. But here to find the median is in the middle. You have to put them in numerical order. So they put them 48, 52, 55, 56, 57, 58, 58, 59, 60, 64. Well, there's 10 of them. So there's not an exact median, but there is two numbers in the middle. See, there's 4 to the left of them and 4 to the right of them. So we take those two numbers and we divide it by 2. Why 2? Because there's two numbers. 57 plus 58 divided by 2 equals 57.5. The median is 57.5. And then your mode is the one that occurs most often. So what number occurs most often in this set? And that is the number 58. All right, so we're going to flip on over to your next page, and we're going to solve a couple of these. And I will give you the step-by-step process, but you can put it in your calculator and you can add it up on your own. Okay, so you should be able to answer questions 1 through 6 there. I did answer all of them in the little 3-minute talk that I did. All right, so it says in A, you're going to put the mean. In B, you're going to put the median. And in C, you're going to put the mode. Okay, so remember, the mean is the average. All of these numbers added together and then divide. The median is the middle two numbers. So remember, you have to put them in numerical order, and these are not in numerical order. So very easy to change that. My first number is 84, and then I have 86, and then I have 88, and then I don't have enough space. Let me erase it and go this way. It's a nice close-up view of my hand. I'm glad y'all got to enjoy that. All right, so we'll do it. We're going to do it this way. 82. I'm sorry, not 82. 84. 84, 86, 88, 92, 92, 96. Look at that. I didn't have enough room here either. And 98. All right. So you're going to find the median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I got them all there. So there should be 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3. So 92. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 on each side. So my median is going to be 92. So my mean there is going to be all of these numbers added together. And then you're going to divide by 7. Why 7? Because there's 7 of these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so add these numbers together, all 7 of them, divide by 7. That is your mean. Okay, your median is the middle number when you put them in numerical order, which is 92. And your mode is the number that appears the most times, which is 92. It appears there and there. No other number appears twice. All right, so right here, it did a little fun trick for you, and it put decimals in there. So it's the same thing. Add all of these numbers together, and then divide by how many there are. So there's 3.5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so there's 6 numbers. That means I'm going to have 2 medians. So when I write them in numerical order, I have 3.5 first, and then I have 5.7, and then I have 7, and then I have 9.8, 10.2, and 12.4. So my 2 middle numbers, I have 1, 2 here, so 7 and 9.8, and there's 1, 2 there. So 2 on each side. And then these are my median. So remember, I take those numbers and I add them together. 7 plus 9.8, and I'm going to divide by 2. That is my median. And then my mode is the number that appears the most times. Okay, so what number in that set appears the most times? They all appear once. So what does that mean? There is no mode. So on line C, for this one, you would write no mode. All right. So let's move on. We've got 2 more pages to do. And then, so down here in this little section, in the reading, it says, study the example below. It says, find the value of X so the mean of the list of data will equal the given number. Okay, so it tells you what is here. 18, 24, 22, 28, and then X. The mean equals 25. What is the mean? The mean is your average. Okay? So to set that up, you set all of these up as if they're added together and then divided by 5. So you add those and then equals 25. So then you add those together. That's going to give you 92 plus X over 5 equals 25 over 1. Okay, so they did that. They did this 25 over 1 so that they could just cross multiply. Okay, that's what they did to get that number that they've got there. They cross multiplied. 92 plus X times 1 is 92 plus X. And 5 times 25 is 125. And then from there, they solved for X. And your mean, or I mean your number that's missing there, your X is 33. All right, so we'll do one of these on this side, and I'm going to quit looking at the camera and look at the page, so I may kind of get off, but I'll try to get back to where I need to be. So my instructions say, find the value of X, so the mean of the list of data will equal the given number. My given number is 8. Also notice that before I started, I read the directions. All right, so I'm going to set these up. 7 plus 11 plus 13 plus 6 plus 8 plus X equals 8 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that is all over 6. Okay, so when I add these numbers together, so 11 and 13 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. 30 plus 8 is 38. 38 plus 7 is 45. So that gives me 45 plus x over 6 equals 8. And I'm going to do it over 1. And I'm going to cross multiply. And I'm going to have 45 plus x equals 6 times 8 is 48. Now from here, you're just going to solve for x. So remember, in order to do that, this is positive 45, so I do the opposite. I'm going to subtract 45 from both sides. That cancels, leaving me with x equals 48 minus 45 is 3. Okay, easy as that. So you'll just go through and do these. These are very straightforward. There's no trick to it. You set these up just like I did that. Step-by-step process. If you don't know your step-by-step process, come back over here. This is step 1. This is step 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Step-by-step process. All right, so, and then to make us love math even more, they gave us some word problems down here. So it says, Miguel's score on his first 3 math tests were 95, 92, and 90. What score does he need on his next test to average a 94? So, or to have a 94 average, sorry. Okay, so I need my total to be 94, all right? So, 94 equals the 4th test, and then 90, 92, and 95, okay? So that right there is set up just like these up here are. Okay, my mean is 94. What I need to find is test number 4. So I'm going to set all this up. 95 plus 92 plus 90 plus x equals 94. All over 4. So when I add these numbers together, 94 plus 92 is 187 plus 90 is 177. Is that right? I'm at 277 plus x over 4 equals 94. We're about to find out if it's right. Okay, so I'm going to set this over 1 and I'm going to cross multiply. And I should get 277 plus x equals 94 times 4 is 16. 4 times 9 is 36. 376. And then I'm going to subtract both sides by 277. And this becomes 16, makes that 7 a 6, and I have to borrow again. So 16 minus 7 is 9, and 16 minus 7 is 9, and my answer is 99. Okay, so over here, it has your word problem again. It says find the mean, the median, and the mode of the number of verses in the first 8 chapters of Proverbs. So these are the chapters of Proverbs. These are the verses in each one. Okay, so the first thing that you do is you add all these numbers together. 33 plus 22 plus 35 plus 27 plus 23 plus 35 plus 27 plus 36, and you divide it by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You didn't really have to count those because the first 8 of Proverbs. Okay, so add all those together, divide it by 8. That gives you your average. Then you need to change them and put them in numerical order to find your median. So remember, your median is going to be what is in the middle. There's 8 of these, So there's going to be two numbers in the middle. So you could take the two numbers that are in the middle, and then you add them together, divide by 2, and that is your median. And then your mode, remember, is the one that appears the most times. And if there's not a mode, then you put no mode. All right, flipping over to page 5. And it gives you a nice little graph table over here. And your directions say solve these activities round to the 100th place when necessary. So what's your 100th place? Remember decimals? We did this in the first book or so of the 8th grade. You've also done it in like several of the other grades. But remember the first decimal point 1 is 100 or tens, hundreds, thousands. Okay, so 10, 100, 1,000. That's how you figure out your decimal place. So it gives you a nice little workspace down here to figure up all this stuff. But it says the chart to the right shows the average rainfall for the growing season in Tennessee. Find the mean of this data. All right, so the mean of the data is to add all of these together and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So add them together, divide by 6. That gives you your mean. Then find your median. So to find your median, you have to put these in numerical order and then find the middle. So again, there's 6 of them there, which means you're going to have 2 in the middle. You're going to take those 2, add them together, and then you're going to divide by 2. And that will give you your median. And then your mode is the one that appears the most times. So you just have to look at it, and I can see that 3.8 appears twice. So that is going to be my mode. It's 3.8. All right. Then the last one says, if Tennessee received 14.6 inches of rain in May, what would the mean become? So all you do is take that 5.1 and change it to 14.6 and then divide it out to get your mean. And then on the last one, it says, if April is deleted from the chart, what would the mean become? So do it again, but start with May. May, June, July, August, September. Add those together, divide by 5. And then it says, what would your median become? So again, start right there with May. Put them in numerical order. And then what is your middle number? And that's going to be just one number because it's 5. So you'll have 2 on the left and 2 on the right. And that will be your median. You won't have to add or subtract anything. Okay, so pretty simple. Not too difficult. Just remember your rounding and remember that your mean is your average. Your median is the middle, and you have to put them in numerical order to find the middle number. And then your mode is the one that appears the most times.